This playthrough is rated E10+.
Thor, on my mark. Now!
Hey, big guy. We did it. The job's finished. Now I need you to turn this bird around, okay? We can't track you in stealth mode.
You're the last one.
You were supposed to be the last.
I suppose we are both disappointments.
You're unbearably naive.
Well, I was born yesterday.
So it doesn't count. No, it's not like a person lifting the hammer. Thank you.
He can wield the hammer, he can keep the Mind Stone. Someone has been playing an intricate game and has made pawns of us.
You think you can find out what's coming?
I do. Besides this one, there's nothing that can't be explained.
That man has no regard. I'm gonna miss him, though. And you're gonna miss me. It's gonna be a lot of manful tears.
I will miss you, Tony.
Yeah? Well, it's time for me to tap out. You all right?
I'm home.
How do we look?
They're good. They're not a team.
Let's beat them into shape.
Avengers!
And there you go, folks. That's the end of the Age of Ultron storyline of LEGO Marvel Avengers. Oh man, and then they cut off at the very last minute before they say Avengers Assemble, because that's the catchphrase of the Avengers comic book series, at least from what I'm aware of. Also, another fun ride. LEGO did a good job of keeping its own brand of humor while sticking to mainly the script of the movie, but living in its own little charms of it. Because obviously, if I'm going to watch the movie, I'd rather watch the movie. So if I'm going to play a game, I want something a bit different. So LEGO offers just enough, I think, to the game to make it a fun little run through. It'd probably be a lot more fun if I had like a second player playing with me, because it is meant to be co-op fun, you know, for younger players around the 10 and under or older. But anyone can enjoy LEGO. I really like that, because this is in the movie too, where they have this like really crazy looking statue where it shows all the Avengers taking out the Ultron robots and stuff like that. It's probably CGI, but it looked really cool. I guess that's the end of the game too, because basically there's really nothing else on the disc. I guess this game didn't come out too long ago, so they were going to do like extra content, like a couple extra scenarios and unlockable characters. But I'm not gonna have the game by the time that happens anyway. But if you really like this type of game with these characters, it's definitely something to consider. I'm not sure how much that stuff costs. It's hard for me to buy any DLC really for anything. It has to like really like grip me to get it. But it is a way for people to extend the gameplay of a thing. But yeah, that cool image of them tackling all the Ultrons. But But yeah, the secondary section of the game, just instantly the first, got all the different characters you could play as, has a lot of the major moments. Each character, I thought it was cool about Legos, they had each of them all have their own combo abilities, so you can press a button and have them do something. That was pretty neat. There's still plenty of stuff unlocked in the game. I haven't found everything. You can go back and play through all the levels as free play as different characters, and unlock all the, collect all the studs in the level to get the true Avenger, to unlock all the gold blocks, which unlocks its own set of stuff. You can unlock codes by getting red blocks, which I think you do by buying it with gold blocks or something. But you can unlock codes for the game to add a little extra features. There's still a ton of extra people to unlock by replaying the old levels, by rescuing Stan and all that other type of stuff. So there's plenty of stuff to do in these types of Lego games. So it's not just a story. And you can also customize Lego characters. I didn't even show that off. You can put characters together with different heads, different items, different weapons and stuff like that. You could have a character that looks like Black Widow carrying Vauldemare and stuff like that, or Molesner, something like that. So there's a lot to do in this game. More scenarios to play through, and like I said, if you get the DLC, they have a couple more that are going to be coming out with new characters added to that, because they're adding characters based off the other franchises that are out right now, like Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Iron Fist, and Power Man. As well. Those are in the works at the moment. I guess I should also, let's see, music was pretty solid. Everything came from the movies, and I thought they did a good job with the music on that. The only problem I have with the sound is the voicing. Like I said, because they use all the stuff from the movies, it just sounds so off. It's just jarring to hear, because you can tell it's a different audio cue from the game when you hear it. I did get used to it after a while. It's still a little jarring on that. Visuals, it's Lego. They did a good job of putting the Legos together and keeping the Lego feel. When anything happened in the game, it had a Lego vibe to it. So it was definitely kept with the style. So whoever worked on the game, or the people who worked on the game, knew what they were working on. So they kept the graphics to what it was. Simple, but yet in an interesting style to keep it flowing with the theme of Lego. Gameplay is pretty straightforward, folks. I mean, you can't expect too much from this, and that's fine. Simple button presses. Although I think they could have worked on some of the gameplay a bit, and what I'm talking about is recognition on when to press certain things or do certain things, because I swear, and like I said, it may be my controller, but I swear when I press B at certain points, the game wouldn't recognize it until I moved around and stand in the exact spot. So that was a little buggy, but nothing too bad. It was a little bit annoying at times, but nothing too serious. I liked all the choices of characters they had. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really overall. And I guess I could also talk about the movie as well. I personally, with the game and the movie, I like the Age of Ultron movie. And I know it's not a perfect movie. It's not going to be a cinematic masterpiece. It's not something you put down in annals of history as this is a movie you have to watch type of thing. But I found it was a perfect summer blockbuster. It had comedy, it had action, it had a bit of drama. It even had a small amount of romance. Didn't have to, but I was fine with that. It had a bit of everything, and it gave me what I wanted out of a summer blockbuster. Something fun to watch and enjoy. I mean, it's the same reason why people watch Fast and Furious. They watch the Mad Max movies. They watch Michael Bay movies, although Michael Bay movies, I have a hard time liking those, but that's just because I'm not a fan of Michael Bay as director. But that's not what we're talking about here. But yeah, I personally like the Age of Ultron, and I liked all the Marvel content. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time when the mail comes in. Okay, so I guess I can keep going. I thought that was the end of the credits. So basically this is the rest of the credits, so as well as the game. It's supposed to have all the people who worked on it, quality assurance. I think it has the voicing in it as well, so I guess I could keep talking for a bit more, but although I probably should stop because that scene at the end where Stanley picks up the hammer, because he's worthy, man, he's worthy. Would have been a great thing, so I don't know else what's really about to say about this game. It's pretty straightforward. If you like simple gameplay with a lot of little things to do, or something to maybe play with a friend, or if you got children, play it with them, because it's a pretty solid game. Like, adults won't get annoyed playing this with their kid. I mean, unless they play it like, you know, like every day for 100 days straight, then that might get a little annoying. But you know what I mean. It's a perfect game for adults and kids to play, because it's simple enough for the kid, but usually just enough to do for the adult to play, you know. And it's not terrible either, so it's you know, if there are any bugs, they're very few and far in between, you know, and you get what you want out of it. And because of the movies being out, kids will want to play the game because they're like, oh man, I want to play this licensed game. And you have to be very careful with licensed games. Luckily, Lego's done a pretty decent job with licensing, with their, or Warner Brothers and Lego have been doing a good job licensing out to the right people to make a fun game. You know, because most licensed games, frankly, are terrible. So, but yeah, other than that, I guess I could talk about the movie again a little bit, just what happened to it. Like I said, I liked the villain. I liked James Spader. I thought it was a great Ultron. I mean, I don't know much about the comics, and I know a lot of comic book fans who are really super into the fans probably didn't like the movie as much because they thought Ultron wasn't as intense as he probably could be. Although I've heard Ultron isn't really the biggest villain in the Marvel Universe anyway. So, I mean, that's like Thanos or some of the other godlike people in the universe. But and I thought the romance between it doesn't really show much in the game, it just has snippets of it, but I like the romance between Natasha and Hulk. I thought it was fine. I know a lot of people said it came out of nowhere, and it probably did, but I thought it worked for the movie, you know. And I liked the characters they added to it. I liked the Vision's design, and I thought that was cool. And in the comics, the Vision is also created by Ultron. It's the same scene where Ultron's created by Hank Pym, and then Ultron creates Vision to help him fight against Hank Pym, but then Vision has like a kind of a morality issue and ends up turning on his dad to help Hank Pym. Kind of this weird, I guess, irony, I guess is the way to call it, because you know how he fought against, Ultron fought against his creator, and then Vision fought against his creator. It ended up going back to the original creator, which is kind of funny in a weird sense. But anyway, the game leads up. I think maybe there might be a Thanos thing at the end of this, but this game leads up to the third phase of the Marvel movies, which are going on right now. Like right now, we got Ant-Man coming up, or Ant-Man's already out. Ant-Man's already come out. We got Captain America 3, which is Civil War, also on the way. At least at the time of recording, is coming out soon. We got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm trying to think. There's supposed to be a couple other movies coming out before Marvel, before Avengers 3, the Infinity Saga. I know they're working on Black Panther. Oh no, they're working on Doctor Strange with Benedict Cumberbatch. They're also working on. Oh, I didn't even comment on the voice acting here. Yep, Yuri Lowenthal's in there. There's Stan Lee. I saw Liam O'Brien. I mentioned. There was also Sam Riegel. He's pretty good. He must be voicing one of the side characters in the game because I didn't. But yeah, it's all they have all the voices from the people from the movies in there as well. But that's just because they ripped them out of the movies directly. I didn't even know Liam O'Brien was a voice director. Who knew? I guess he's done so much voice acting that he's now he's hired as director of it. But yeah, if you watched my last episode when I ended the Avengers thing, it had these credits as well, and I thought, might as well try to talk through these credits since I let you soak in the credits this time, and I didn't comment on a lot of stuff. It had like no strings to hold me down. I thought that was a nice addition to the movie, like something that was just creepy for like people who are aware of that song, and Ultron's like singing, and it's like, ooh, that just tingles your spine, you know, when that happens. But yeah, good job on the music, folks, from taking it from the game as well as adding from the movies, and as well as adding some little twists for your own variations. I'm not really sure what to say. I personally like the Marvel movies so far. There have been some slow ones overall, maybe some that weren't as good as others, but overall, most of them have been pretty decent. There hasn't been a god-awful Marvel movie yet. I mean, there's some that, like I said, that are Disney Marvel, not Fox Marvel. Fox Marvel had like Fantastic Four stick and you know, in a couple of their movies, but they just had a hit with at least at this recording, they just had a big hit with Deadpool. It's an awesome movie. You should watch it. It is rated R, though, so, you know, don't bring your kids to it unless they know what they're going into, parents. Don't just take your kids to Deadpool and say, oh, it's a comic book movie. No, it's a different type of comic book movie. But yeah, I really like the Marvel franchise so far, and I'm not the biggest comic book fan, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And these movies have just made me like a lot more in. These are like some of the few movies I watch are the superhero stuff. I hardly watch movies at all because it's hard for me to get me out of my chair and go see stuff. But yeah, these Marvel and Disney have earned my money with these sets of movies, and I hope they keep making great movies because in the end, the winners are us, the viewers, and the nerds for Marvel and DC fighting each other to make better and better movies. It can only work in our favor because they're trying to one-up each other and trying to just, you know, get our money and get our attention, and they'll try the best they can. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Keep the game, folks. Excelsior!
Fine. I'll do it myself.